Welcome back, everybody, to today's news story. Recently, many people have been wondering what effects modern technology may have on human culture, particularly AI. Although AI has been a very recent tool, it is seeing usage in many different applications already. For example, Duolingo, a language learning app, uses AI to generate its questions and have sentences. With languages being such an important aspect of culture, will an AI benefit the culture, such as making it more accessible to other people, or will it bring a different, radical new change? Let's find out.
Let's first explore on how technological advances have impacted culture in the past. We'll take a look at the complex culture of China as a reference. In modern-day times, Chinese culture has always had many mixed feelings towards it. Most people of Chinese background have learned to appreciate the values of the culture from the preceding generation. The culture is filled with many traditions, values, superstitions, and many beliefs just like any other culture. With modern-day advances, such as new technology, it affects culture in general. Such as the invention of the printing press, a system which would make the lives of many scholars and scribes so much easier. By inscribing characters and letters into wooden or stone blocks and dipping ink, it allowed for the mass production of books. It empowered education to be available for more people. This invention drove for the development of the human mind and also the remembrance of one's culture. Or the invention of the computer introduced in the 19th century. With the computer, it opened up for many possibilities and opportunities, like the development of translating tools to help comprehend foreign languages. However, where there may be positives, always comes with negative side effects. For example, using a translator may be beneficial at the moment. However, it might promote an unwillingness to learn a new language in the long run, or lead to potential inaccuracies with the translations. Around a year ago, ChatGPT was born, sparking interests of many netizens. ChatGPT was the birth of many AI developments today. However, we need to closely examine its effects and have the benefit of doubt of what it does to Chinese culture. This leads us to ask, how does AI affect Chinese culture today?
Now, let's talk to an AI expert, Ming Ming. Thanks for being here with us today, Ming Ming. So, I'd like to ask you, does AI pose a threat to us?
No, AI will not bring any negative change. In fact, it'll actually benefit humanity. It's going to be used to connect people across different backgrounds and inspire the next generation of scientists and artists. It makes information easily accessible to everyone with an internet access and a computer, and makes that information readable and easy to understand.
That's great. Could you explain more about how it works?
Sure. So, how AI works is that we give it a set of information with a set of prompts and the recommended answers. Based on our information, ChatGPT is then, after a lot of training and a lot of code, is then able to generate its own answers with this knowledge. Right now, we still have some issues because we haven't done enough training, but we are working on it.
So ChatGPT only knows what you trained it on?
That's right. ChatGPT only has knowledge about the documents we have carefully selected and given, so it isn't affected by false information on the internet or recent news stories. It takes a while for us to input information into ChatGPT, so you don't have all the recent events up to date yet. Every AI model is trained like this, not just ChatGPT. Things like Face ID are trained on real faces, Grammarly is trained on feedback from users, and social media algorithms are trained based on the likes and comments a user gives.
Wow, AI really is everywhere.
Yep. When we open our phone in the mornings, we use AI. When we open social media or use Grammarly to send an email or navigate using Google Maps, we use AI. Almost every application of technology in our lives uses AI.
So, AI is used in all sorts of modern applications, but how could it be used in the future?
I think AI, if used in the right way, can reach a lot of people. It has many applications in medicine, agriculture, and transportation. It isn't going to improve lives in the future. It is already making so many lives better.
That sounds wonderful, but recently there have been claims AI is snuffing out many aspects of human culture, particularly the wonderful, amazing, unique, passionate, great, extraordinary Chinese culture. Which is pretty ironic because out of everything we thought AI could replace, we assumed human characteristics and our art it could not replicate. What are your responses to these claims?
AI is not going to snuff out any culture. AI can help spread the knowledge of these cultures because it makes it more accessible to a wide audience. The invention of the writing didn't make cultures disappear. On the contrary, it allowed previously less known cultures to spread across the world. AI is doing the same thing. It is breaking language barriers, which further allows people to spread their ideas and communicate. I'll admit though, I don't know much about the wonderful Chinese culture.
Then let's talk to someone who does have the expertise to discuss about the wonderful, amazing, unique, passionate, great, extraordinary Chinese culture. Let's invite Claire, our Chinese language expert, onto the stage today. Thanks for joining us today, Claire. So, as we know, AI has had many uses in education as well as other applications. So, particularly focusing on education, how do you use the use of AI in it?
人工技能虽然储备着大大超过人类的知识，但却难以突出人类的情感和内容的深度与体验。而传授一个全新的文化最重要的一点就是引起大众共鸣，因此加深记忆影响。但人工技能的模式化、零情感传播方式不但无法唤醒大众的热情，也可能削弱大众眼里中国庞大的文化魅力与价值。
Do you think AI brings mostly benefits or detriments upon teachers and students?
虽说人工技能带给学生与老师利益，但也有许多让人担忧的隐患，比如对教师保障的威胁和对人工技能的依赖性。随着人工技能的生产，学校会更依赖它们，并导致失业的频率。
And what exactly could be caused by the reliance upon AI?
随着越来越多的学校依赖人工技能，传统教学方式、判断性思维、解决问题的能力与培养和文化的形象都可能随着这些依赖性消失。在人工技能的帮助下，学生们不再需要面对面和老师讨论问题，而是和一个虚拟教师问答。随着越来越多的依赖性，学生们出现问题下意识的反应或许是：我得问老师，但也许问 ChatGPT 等系统会更方便。这些依赖性都可能降低学生们的学习的积极性与和老师同学们的交流与互动。
I see. So AI can lead to students starting from the teachers as a source of information and more towards it. However, it's not likely that such a simple machine could replace the complex thought process of humans.
What do you mean, a simple machine? We've spent years researching it, and it's smarter than you, that's for sure. But our information is more engaging, and it seems more credible. ChatGPT can store more information than any human could. According to our survey, people found ChatGPT's answers more convincing and engaging than a regular person's.
But people believe information delivered with confidence and authority over correctness. The researchers of the Purdue study on ChatGPT found that users are often unable to spot errors in the responses of ChatGPT, particularly when the information isn't easily accessible or need external references. But even when the inaccurate information is apparent, most participants still favors ChatGPT's responses by reasons of ChatGPT's confidence.
We've only trained ChatGPT on a limited set of resources yet, but all those resources are completely accurate and reliable. Perhaps right now, ChatGPT has a limited set of answers and is confused easily. But in the future, we will train it with more and more correct information. This applies to many AI models out there. They're confused in the beginning, but they gradually get more knowledgeable as time goes on. ChatGPT has great potential.
But again, the Purdue University recent study analyzed ChatGPT responses to 517 software engineering questions and found 52% of its answers were incorrect. This pattern does not only apply to engineering questions, but also with Chinese culture. Here, we asked ChatGPT on the date of Chinese New Year in 2024, and it provided us with this. AI changed its answers based on the questions on the users asked. A person with no prior knowledge of Chinese culture may just take the first answer because of the confidence they have in ChatGPT, explained in my previous point. Because of out-of-date/inaccurate responses, the beauty of Chinese culture could be easily lost and forgotten. This also highlights the limitations of ChatGPT and how it can respond with inconsistent, inaccurate, and misleading information.
Culture is not easily defined. Sometimes one area believes one thing, and another area believes another. We currently have a lack of completely reliable information to train the model on, but AI has other uses. Language is more concrete, and we can see this in the app Duolingo. Duolingo is powered by AI and introduces people to the Chinese language, which makes Chinese language more accessible through AI.
But Duolingo sentences are often awkward and grammatically wrong. For example, these answers given by Duolingo are awkward syntaxes. They're technically correct grammatically, but there are better ways to word them.
AI is still learning. The more we train it, the more accurate it will be.
That is true. We can see that with more broadly advertised languages by Duolingo like Spanish, and how they introduce how native speakers would word certain phrases differently. But with languages that are not as popular on Duolingo like Chinese, ChatGPT isn't as trained. which makes the information often grammatically incorrect. This is concerning not just for the learning of Chinese language, but with culture too. Like you said in your interview, ChatGPT isn't trained on public information, so it might never get exposed to correct Chinese culture information. This is already happening with Face ID, where AI was not trained on Chinese faces, so it didn't recognize differences between Chinese faces.
So do you just want to completely stop using AI? It brings about so many advances in many different places. AI is helping people all over the world. So many artists say they have been inspired by our image creator, DALL-E. In fact, an entire AI art uprising has been happening in the art world.
It actually decreases creativity.
Okay, that is a good point. But AI still helps in fields like agriculture, medicine, and even education. An AI that scans for irregularities in a crop field or human cells is already saving so many lives and can help change global warming for the better. And AI connects people from all over the world. When people are able to communicate, they can create great things together. Just look at ChatGPT.
At the end, the crucial part is finding the balance between the use of AI and our social interactions with each other to make sure that the development of AI is to improve the role of teachers in our current pedagogy, rather than replacing them.
So, that concludes today's discussion on AI's relationship and interactions with human culture. Two very good points have been brought up today by two separate experts. On one hand, AI has already been improving our lives, and applications such as Duolingo have made it easier for people to access it and learn more about it. But on the other hand, it can lead to a disregard for learning over long-term use and lead to interpretation issues when it comes to assigning a machine to analyze human culture, such as the wonderful, amazing, unique, passionate, great, extraordinary Chinese culture. So, what do you guys think? Will it only help accelerate worldwide learning and understanding of Chinese culture, or do we risk losing aspects of our own culture to it? And that concludes today's discussion.